Chapter 4. Elasticity of Demand and Supply. According to the law of demand, when price increases, quantity demanded falls. By how much? To answer this question, economists use the concept of price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand is a measure of the responsiveness of the quantity of a product demanded by consumers when the product price changes. For some products, consumers are highly responsive to price changes. Demand for such products is relatively elastic or simply elastic. For other products, consumers' responsiveness is only slight or in rare cases non-existent. Demand is said to be relatively inelastic or simply inelastic. The degree of price elasticity is measured with price elasticity coefficient ED. It is equal to the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demanded of product X to the percentage change in price of product X. The larger is the response of quantity demanded to a given price change. The higher is the price elasticity. Elastic demand means that price changes cause relatively large changes in quantity demanded. It corresponds to price elasticity of demand coefficient ED that is greater than 1. Inelastic demand means that price changes cause relatively small changes in quantity demanded. It corresponds to price elasticity of demand coefficient ED that is less than 1. Unit elasticity is when price changes cause equal changes in quantity demanded in percentage terms, that is, ED is equal to 1. Perfectly elastic demand means that quantity demanded can be any amount at a given price. This means that the coefficient ED is equal to infinity. Perfectly inelastic demand means that quantity demanded does not depend on price. That is the coefficient ED is equal to 0. The following factors affect price elasticity of demand. Substitutability. The larger the number of substitute goods that are available, the higher the elasticity. Proportion of income. The higher the price of a product relative to one's income, the higher the elasticity. Luxuries versus necessities. The more that a good is considered to be a luxury rather than a necessity, the higher the elasticity. Time. The longer the time period under consideration, the higher the elasticity. One way to determine the price elasticity of demand is the total revenue test. Total revenue is simply price times quantity. Demand is inelastic if price and total revenue change in the same direction. Demand is elastic if price and total revenue change in the opposite direction. It is easy to see on the diagram. Suppose price falls from C to D. The gold-colored loss is larger than the blue-colored gain. That is, total revenue falls when price falls. Therefore, demand is inelastic. Visually, it corresponds to a steep demand curve. Now, suppose price falls from A to B. The gold-colored loss is now smaller than the blue-colored gain. That is, total revenue rises when price falls. Therefore, demand is elastic. Visually, it corresponds to a flat demand curve. Let's consider an example of college tuition. Share of education in total income is higher for low-income families. Therefore, elasticity of demand for college education is higher for low-income families. Colleges charge different net prices, tuition minus financial aid, to low and high-income families. Tuition increases are frequently accompanied by increases in financial aid, so that tuition hikes are smaller for low-income families. Such pricing strategy increases revenue while maintaining income diversity of the student body. Similarly, we can define price elasticity of supply. Price elasticity of supply is a measure of the responsiveness of the quantity of a product supplied by sellers when the product price changes. It is equal to the ratio of percentage change in quantity supplied of product X to the percentage change in quantity demanded of product X. Price elasticity of supply crucially depends on the time period in consideration. Economists distinguish three periods, or runs. During the market period, supply is perfectly inelastic. Only what has been produced can be sold. In the short run, the plant size is fixed, but production can vary, so supply is somewhat elastic. In the long run, plant size is adjustable. Firms can enter or exit the market, and as a result, the supply is more elastic. Consider an example of gold prices. Why are they so volatile? Supply of gold is very inelastic due to limited availability and high cost of exploration, mining, and refining. As a result, demand shifts reflect in large swings in prices, with little effect on quantities bought and sold. Demand shifts for gold are common because it is used as speculative financial investment and not only as a commodity. In addition to price elasticities of demand and supply, we can define income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand is a measure of the responsiveness of the quantity of a product demanded by consumers to changes in consumer income. It is equal to the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demanded to the percentage change in income. We can also define cross-elasticity of demand, which reflects the relationship between products. Cross-elasticity of demand is a measure of the responsiveness of the quantity of a product demanded to a change in the price of another product. It is equal to the ratio of the percentage change in quantity demanded of one product, X, to the percentage change in price of another product, Y.